Welcome to the channel. This is Sonora Design, and today is gonna be the best day ever because we are working on the new crossovers for the CHR Towers. Alright guys, so today we are working on the crossovers, the new crossovers for the CHR Towers. I had a lot of people reaching out to me asking about information because they are building those speakers. They send me pictures and they ask questions. So the thing is, I wanted to go through the crossovers again. Why? Because I changed the crossovers a few times, okay? So since the first video, I was listening and listening and listening. So I decided to upgrade the crossover, change a few things. I wanted like more mids, I wanted mids to go up a little bit. Bass was pretty powerful and strong. So I was trying to get to more like a balanced curve. Anyways, I did change the crossovers and we went with the second order crossover to the woofers. Guess what? The impedance dropped up a little bit too much. So we got to at close to 3.7 ohms at the end with a full range with no filters. And then I have someone in the channel that contacted me, and he was like, a couple people were like, so is there something that we can do to like change the impedance, bring the impedance up a little bit? And then I started working again, okay? So that's what we got now. I added a capacitor to the full range to drop cut the bass a little bit more and bring the impedance up. Anyways, we're gonna take some curves, we're gonna check the impedance, and we're gonna get to good results. I guess. Okay guys, let's move on. Let's go to work, cause the new crossover sounds amazing and you can make it at home. Let me know if you have any questions. Just post in the description down below. Okay. Let's move on. Alright guys, so we're gonna get the impedance response for the CHR, okay? Just a minute. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the previous crossover and we're gonna get the impedance as well so you guys can compare. We can compare them. Just a minute. Let's go. Done. Alright guys, so the thing is, we measured the first crossover because actually it's the second one. First crossover is in a video before, I guess. Second one I updated, and I don't remember if I posted a short. Anyways, I updated the second crossover is a second order crossover for the woofers, full range place with no filter. And you got a little like low impedance at around 3.7, 3.6, 3.5. I don't know. It changes from the software here to the DAT's measurement. So we get around like 3.5, 3.6 impedance. And some of you guys are making those speakers and asking like about a new crossover, and I told you guys like that's a new crossover, but impedance goes a little lower than 4 ohms, okay? So depending on your amplifier, it might not be that good. 4 ohms is already low. But anyways, that's how we made this speaker. It's a 4 ohm speaker. Then I did the third crossover, okay? Which is the one I'm gonna show here. With the second one, I took curves for both of them, and I took impedance curves for both of them. So we have like two new crossovers, the lower impedance and the higher impedance. Okay, higher impedance goes to 4.2 ohms, so it's all good if you have a 4 ohm like amplifier. And I'm gonna show you guys the impedance curve, I'm gonna show you guys the graph and the curves, okay? At the end, we're gonna compare with the Zoo audio there, so you guys have an idea. How does it play? Okay, so I measured both speakers here in the same room, in the same ambient. So the responses, should correlate. So they're in the same ambient. We're confronting the Zoo audio now. Okay, let's move on. Let's check the crossovers first, okay? I lost all the recording, so that's why I'm really upset. Let's get the crossovers again. That's our, I'm gonna delete all that. Delete group. Oh no, I deleted the speaker. That was great. As soon as there's no Ctrl Z on the software, we have to open again, right? Because this was a notch filter. We don't need a notch filter anymore. And this can go to hell as well. This is our, this resistor goes to hell too. So that's the, that's the actual crossover. I'm gonna work a little bit on it. I'm gonna short this one because that's, look at the difference it makes on our impedance graph and on our frequency response. Okay, I shorten it, meaning it's like a straight line. We don't have a capacitor here anymore. So when I short it, the graph looks like this. If I put it normal, we attenuate the full range. Okay, so we're gonna have a little bit less bass. The impedance goes up. Check the impedance curve. Okay, so that was the problem. We had like low impedance, and you guys were complaining about, not complaining, but asking me like, what can you do? I'm afraid my amplifier is gonna blow. Yeah, I mean, I don't care if I blow my amplifier, but I care if I blow your amplifier. So that's the new crossover, so you don't blow your amplifier. So let's go back to the previous crossover. This was 3 millihenry and this one here was 33 microfarad. That's our second crossover. The one I updated maybe on a short video or on the description below. I'm gonna fix it all, don't worry guys. So that's the crossover we had, and it shows us an impedance here at around 3 ohms. Okay, I gotta update those measurements, but anyways, this is for reference because the final result I gotta listen to it. If I listen to it, it's good, it's good. Okay, and I measured the impedance curve already, so don't worry about it. This is a 3.7 impedance crossover, and the next one, the third one, is a 4.2 impedance crossover at lower frequency. So don't worry, okay? If you're gonna make those speakers, use the latest version, which is the 3, and I'm gonna post it down below. Okay, so let's go to the third one. Yay! Let's do it all over again. This was 2. And as far as I know, this was a 15 microfarad, and we have a capacitor, 47 microfarad capacitor on a full range. What happened? It dropped off a little bit of the bass on the full range. That's not a problem. The speaker has plenty of bass. I think it's good if it dropped off a little bit, okay? So have more like a flat response, and the bass is kind of like coherent with the mids and highs. So that's what we have on the crossover file. Now we're gonna check the DATS file. We're gonna check the impedance curve for the crossover 2 and for crossover 3. If this thing works, I don't know. You never know what you're gonna get out of Windows, right? You might get a blue screen. That's great. So I have this one. Let's go to the first one. I'm gonna show you. Okay, I measured the second crossover, which is the second order crossover for the bass. Okay, and guess what? We get to 3.5 ohms. Okay, on the bass here at around 150 hertz. Okay, at 30 we got to 3.4. Okay, it's low. That's what I told you. I measured it and you guys were like, I don't feel safe about it. But now, guess what? We have the second crossover, okay? Sorry, we have the third crossover and we got an impedance of 4.2 ohms at 130 hertz, okay? So don't worry about your amplifier no more, guys, okay? I love when I'm done with Windows. So guys, I'm gonna get ready and show you the curves, okay? Let's confront those speakers. The CHRs with the new crossovers with the Zoo audio. So I'm gonna show you the curves and we go from there. Alright guys, back to the computer. And now I'm gonna show you the curves we got with crossover number 2 and crossover number 3. Just a reminder, crossover number 2 is the one I updated in the video. It's 3 millihenry coil in series for the woofer and a 33 microfarad capacitor in parallel to the woofers. The woofers are connected in parallel, and then you add the second order crossover. The full range plays no filter, okay, just full range. The problem was impedance. So let's go to the curves and see what happened with our changes, okay? So first of all, as soon as we are confronting the Zoo audio, because the speaker, people say the speaker is pretty good. I mean, I like it too. It's a different vibe. But I took the curve of the Zoo audio at 1 meter. So it's curve number 1. And then I took the CHR Tower curve at 1 meter. That was without the old crossover, okay? So you can see, if we get the mids kind of like, if we align this curve at around, let's say 300 hertz, let's align the SPL at 300 hertz, so have an idea. 315, okay. The mids are kind of like, if there is a deep here, guys, I show at 200 hertz. This is my living room. All speakers have these deeps. There's some cancellation here, okay? It's like maybe the size, the shape, something here. I gotta work on that later. So you can see like the Zoo audio is the red one. So we have the Zoo audio here with a pretty flat curve at 1 dB, 81 dB here. Mids are pretty flat. It drops up a little bit on the highs, okay, so the highs are a little shy, and the basses starts cutting off at around, rolling off at around, I would say 80, yeah, it keeps going until at around 50. The CHRs here, you can see if you get the same amount of mids, we flatten up the mids are like entangled now, like they're together in a flat line. We have the drop at 200, don't worry about it, but it has a little bit more bass here. Let's see, another like 482 to 80, yeah, like 4 dB difference here. At around 60 hertz, we have 76 to 83, it's a little bit more bass, okay, so it goes lower. Yeah, I have a little bit more bass in the at the low end, okay? And the highs are, it starts like going up, it goes up at around like 10, 11K kilohertz, okay? That's the driver, that's the CHR driver, it behaves this way, okay? You can check their curve on like, and the highs, they have this little like this bump at around like 10, 11, 12 kilohertz, okay? So that's our first curve, okay? Zoo audio and the CHR. Now, let's see what we have. We have at 50 centimeters, 1 meter off axis. Okay, now I put it off axis on curve number 4. Can delete this one. And on curve number 4, we're gonna align it again at around 315. Let's align the SPL at 315. Okay, so we have it correlated. We have a better we have a more smooth high end, okay, like the highs. Can you see it here? The CHR is the orange curve. I'm gonna switch to purple so we can compare. It got worse, so let's go to blue. So can you see the difference? We still have a little bit more low frequencies here, low. The bass, we still have a lot more bass. Mids keep going, and we start like cutting off at high frequencies here, rolling off at around 3, 4, 5K, drops off a little bit as the Zoo. So that's the curve we have at 1 meter, 30 degree off axis. So that's the CHR at 30 degree off axis. Then we have like 50 centimeters, 50, 30 degrees. 50 is louder, so I don't know if it's a good curve. It gets more like flat here, got this drop. Anyways, the microphone is too close. And new crossover. No CHR. Oh, listening position. Let's forget about all of that. And we're gonna go to listening position. And we have the CHR, left plus right at listening position on A. Wow, it's all wobbly and choppy. Okay, that's our listening position. Oh, we have zoo at listening position. That's the zoo at listening position, the purple one, okay? You get more mids. The mids like, whoa, went up a little bit. And guess what? Bass, we've got a lot of bass too. Bass went up a little bit. That's great. And we have the CHR here, trying to stay afloat, going down here a little bit, going up here a little bit. Okay. CHR towing a little bit more. Okay, I towed it in a little bit more, so we might have a little bit more highs. Oh yeah, we have a little bit more highs. A little bit more highs. I don't know if that's a good idea. Then we open it up and put the speakers perpendicular to the wall, okay? Just like straight. And we got to curve 11 on the CHR. Remember, we are comparing to the Zoo audio, which is, where is Zoo? Zoo is the 9. Okay, take the 10 off. Okay. So that's the curve CHR perpendicular to the wall. Okay. It's the red curve, blue curve, purple curve, still Zoo audio. And then we keep moving, and guess what? We added the third crossover. Okay, that's the new crossover. Third crossover equals new crossover and the one you're gonna use, okay? So the speaker is a 4-ohm speaker. So that's the new crossover on listening position perpendicular to the wall, number 12. Oh yeah, what happened? Okay. We have a huge amount of bass for you guys that like that. It's big bass. Okay. Then we have like the mids, and then we have, let me take the zoo off so you guys can check. It's a pretty okay curve. It has a lot of bass. Oh yeah, it depends on your living room. If it's close to the wall, close to the corners, like toe in, toe out. So that's the curve for the CHR with the new crossover. Okay, let's see. Then we have it towed in, 13. What happened? Towed in, we have more highs. Okay, so if you like more highs, you tow it in a little bit. You have kind of like a flat, I don't know if it's flat, but it's good. It sounds good to me, so I don't care. Curve 14, normal towing, that's normal towing. Oh, that's a clipped signal, it clipped. So let's go to 14 that didn't clip. Oh yeah, it's a little lower, see, but it's the same curve. Guys, I'm having a cold, that's why I'm all congested and coughing, and my nose, it's running sometimes. I don't think it's COVID because I did a test and it's not COVID. But anyways, that's the way I find to record those videos. If I'm sick, I don't go to work. I got to stay at home and make those videos, okay? So I'm sorry, I'm a little muffled, but let's finish this. Okay, move on. Towing, 14. Okay, we got this one. Oh, new crossover at 1 meter. Let's do 15. Okay. That's with the new crossover at 1 meter. Remember, we have Zoo at 1 meter on curve number 1. We can compare now. Okay? Okay, so that's new crossover. Zoo audio is the red one. CHR is the green curve. So check it out. We have like a bump on the bass, bump on the highs. Okay, that's it. It's all controllable with like toe in, toe out, toe out. You get like less highs hitting your ears. Okay, so you open up a little bit. Bass is kind of not much you can do. Depending on your living, you can like pull away from the walls, less reflection, less bass. Okay, so we are on curve 15. We go to 16. What's that? 1 meter. Oh, 30 degrees off. Okay, so 16. It's a 30 degree. Okay, so see the difference. The difference is that the highs get more controlled here. We can align it again at, let's align SPL. We can align SPL, and that's the curve we have. If the mids match, we have a little bit more bass, and the highs go like, start rolling off at around like 4 or 5K. Now we can compare at 1 meter, because Zoo at 1 meter. Number 17, well, I don't know, I measure it again. Okay, zoo at 1 meter, 17. That's funny because the curves are the same. Zoo at 1 meter again, so it doesn't matter. We have zoo at 1 meter, and we had CHR 1 meter off axis. That's CHR at off axis. Let's put it together. Align SPL. Okay, we align SPL. It's kind of this. Then we keep moving. We have zoo at 1 meter. Zoo 30 degree off. That's fair. Okay, let's take zoo 30 degree off. Okay, so zoo 30 degree off is the green line, and the blue one is the CHR. So zoo cuts a little bit more like mid base here. In this area off axis, okay, base still kind of the same. There's this drop here in the highs. I don't know if this is like the transition from the woofer to the tweeter, because this driver is like a full range or something, so it goes all the way like to 4 or 5 Ks. I gotta check the specifications, but that's a driver that Eminence developed for Zoo Audio, so that might be on a switch. Anyways, this is Zoo Audio at 30 degrees off, and this is the CHR Tower at 30 degree off. 20 and 21. That's Zoo at 1 meter. That the brown is CHR at 1 meter. Let's match them. Align SPL, and that's what we have. Okay, so at the end of the day, we have more highs and we have more bass according to the curve. Okay, mid response is okay, guys. Remember, if we work on towing the boxes in or out, you change the high end. Remember. So let's go to listening position again. Okay, CHR listening position number 27, and we take the zoo off. Okay. So listening position number 27, zoo at listening position number 28. They're pretty much the same color, but anyways, let me try and change that because zoo was purple before. We're gonna go with like this. Okay, CHR is the red one, zoo is the purple one. So now at listening position, we have something happening here. It's like a little drop on the tweeter. The mids on the zoo goes up, you know, so the CHR keeps like more like a flat line here, a little drop at 4K. Then we tow the CHR in a little bit, and we got more highs, obviously. And 30 is perpendicular to the wall. Okay, so that's the curve we got. We can try and align them here on the mids, but at the end of the day, that's the curve we got for the CHR at listening position, which I think it's pretty good. That's the Zoo Audio at listening position. Okay, it's the mids on these speakers, especially, they are like, how am I gonna explain? They're beautiful. Okay, it sounds really good. The mids are like amazing. The voice is good, sound stage and all that on this driver. Okay, what I lack is a little bit of more low-end bass, even though this is like a 10-inch woofer. It's like a fabric suspension or some cloth suspension, whatever. It's a different vibe, it's a different kind of speaker. This is a professional audio speaker, so it sounds different. Okay, and as far as we compared, we have more bass on the CHR, as you can see in the graph. See, it keeps going like lower frequency, lower bass. And another thing is the highs. I mean, the Zoo is a pretty like flat, pretty balanced speaker. I like listening to it, but I mean, the CHRs are the speakers that I have it all the time in my living room. If I want to play the guitar and play together with the song or something, I use the CHRs. If I want to watch a movie, if I want to listen to music, I use the CHRs. Those are the speakers, my official speakers at the moment. But there is like this sparkle and highs. Okay, and there's a lot of bass. I have an equalizer. I don't know if you guys can see it here. I have the, probably not. Okay, I have a shit equalizer. It's like a 6-band equalizer. So I cut off a little bit of the highs if it's bugging me, you know, or depending on the songs, I can adjust a little bit, cut the lows or increase whatever. I can equalize it. 1 meter at 30 degree, let's see the 23, okay. So that's the curve at 1 meter, 30 degrees off. See the highs dropped off a little bit. Still like a pretty flat curve, which I really like it. And that's at 50, 21 at 1 meter. See, let's align this thing. Okay, so that's it. Okay, see, that's the difference, the highs when you tow it in straight to your ear, you get a lot of highs. Open up a little bit, you got less highs, which I really like this curve. And we have zoo at 1 meter, which is, no, this is not zoo. Zoo at 1 meter, wrong. 30 degrees off, zoo 1 meter, 17, sorry guys. That's zoo, okay, no, it's not, it can't be the same curve, right? Okay, zoo 1 meter and CHR at 1 meter. We can do CHR 30 degrees. CHR 30 degrees is a little better. Otherwise, it's a lot of highs. I don't know if you like it. But at the end of the day, we have Zoo audio in red, CHR in blue, and that's the curve at 1 meter, okay? Which makes me very happy. I'm happy with the results. Now we're gonna move on because we checked, like we saw all the possibilities here in the graph, and I'm very excited. And what's next? I don't know. I'm gonna try and put a microphone there so you guys can listen to it. I'm gonna try and have like a recording microphone, which is not a good microphone. It's like a recording microphone, whatever. I'm gonna try and record the audio, comparing both speakers, okay, real time, so you guys have an idea. Someone just suggested me that. I don't have like a special microphone, like a Sennheiser or something, but I'm gonna do it with my eBay microphone, and let's see what happens, if you guys can notice the difference, okay, in the audio. I'm gonna put it on listening position, and I'm gonna play the zoos, and I'm gonna play the CHRs, and you guys make your own conclusions. Okay, we're done with that. Let's stop recording. See you guys soon. All right, guys. Oh no, need more lights. All right, guys, so now the shade is on the other side. All right, guys, so we got to the end. Video number 3 on the CHR Towers. I think I'm gonna get better soon and go back to work. But that's all we have for today. You guys make your own decisions if you want to build that, if you like it or not. And that's my input on the CHR Towers. I'm really happy with all of you guys that contact me saying that you're building those, okay? So please let me know if you need any help, any questions, and I hope that one day I can have all those designs on a website uploaded with all the measurements and cabinet measurements and volume and frequency response and all that, okay? But for now, let's stick to the videos and have fun. Guys, I gotta tell you something. I know the recording is pretty bad, but I recorded both speakers, okay? The CHRs and the zoos. I mean, my microphone is horrible. I just found out this is what I used. It's more like a voice microphone, bought on Amazon. So the thing is, the recording's pretty bad, so there's not much you can hear the difference other than like some nuances of highs and low frequencies. I don't know. I apologize, and I'm gonna try and get a good microphone so we can start comparing speakers, okay? So you guys can listen what's going on. And I mean, and the audio here in my living room is pretty bad too. I just noticed like there's no absorption other than the flooring, the walls on the back, and there's a lot of reverberation, I think, you know. It's pretty live, you know, and I don't like it. Okay, well, so for now, that's all we have. And I'm gonna work with that. Remember, all the links are gonna be posted on the description down below, so don't worry. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and hope to see you guys soon. Bye.